that this was something mega, which sounds, kind of selfish, but at the same time, like, I saw the way that the kids were connecting with us and connecting with the teachers and just the passion behind them. And I knew that, the biggest thing that a lot of businesses say is that it's referral based. And that it really is, because a lot of our students have found their friends, and their friends, love their voice, and they want to start taking with me, and then they want to start taking with my other vocal coach, and oh, you play guitar, that's super cool, and we have really neat instructors. Like, one of them has played over 1,200 shows, used to be signed to a record label, has had sponsorship deals. Our other instructor, who teaches piano, he is from he's from here and then went to California to learn. And then our other teacher, she just has an insane voice and just a fantastic teacher. And then, of course, there's me, and I've been, performing for the last 8 years and have had just insane experiences, performed everywhere from Jamaica to...
Jamaica? That's great. I love it.
I was asked to go on a mission trip cruise, and so we went down to Jamaica, and I got to sing in front of 1,200 school kids.
Dude.
At a school. It was really nuts, and it was really eye-opening too, because in our country, we're really blessed with the way that we're able to run our schools. And sometimes when you hear a lot of negativity within a school, you're like, all right, dude, you have no idea what they go through. They pack like between 30 to 50 kids in a classroom with no air conditioning, and they all have and it's really cool, because they, instead of just going to the store and buying a poster, like, they have the kids help make it, and they have no computers and no technology, but they still are doing well. So it's just really, and it was really eye-opening to me to see just the difference between the different countries and the way that they teach and how receptive the kids were. Because I felt like I had a Justin Bieber or Taylor Swift moment. We came in on this little bus, and there was probably about 8 seats, I think. And at first, kids had no idea who I was or any of that. And I had brought like 100 posters, right? And I had them all signed and stuff. So I went up on the balcony and sang, and then after that, like, all the kids just rushed out of their classroom and was like jumping in the courtyard, and they're like, Brittany, and I was like, oh my God. And so, I threw the posters over the balcony, and then there was like almost like a mini brawl, because the kids were trying to fight for the posters, and I was like, oh God, what did I start? And then finally, when we got back on the bus about 30 minutes later, the kids all came to the driveway, and they started shaking the bus.
Oh no!
They mobbed to the bus.
Wow!
So
what did you do,
dude? I felt what a paparazzi probably would have felt with a celebrity, and it was, they didn't care who I was; they just felt important, and that's, it's really cool. And I feel like I can teach the girls at the studio, is that even though, you may not be, Britney Spears or Taylor Swift, you're just as important as them, because you can still make people feel special and connect with them.
Definitely.
What would you say is one of your main points that you're trying to get across as a teacher?
Really and honestly, it's to have self-esteem and to have confidence in yourself. I mean, it's great that they're learning how to sing and that kind of thing, but at the same time, like, I was put down a lot as a child and dealt with a lot of bullying issues, and so I really feel like if you're able to stand up for yourself and you feel beautiful with the way that you are, then really that, shines with other people, and then positive people are attracted to you, and that's really how you can grow, as an artist as well as a person. It's not just, I'm learning music, it's they're learning life skills and learning how to deal with people and how to be a businesswoman and how to be successful.
What a great message. I'm so glad you said that. And something else, too, that I like about what you're doing, we all know that in public schools, the arts is just dying.
It's completely dying. It's very, very sad.
It is sad, but, there are other ways to go about it, like Pink Couch Studios. So,
exactly.
Now, if somebody's interested in signing up, I mean, I'm assuming they have to be in the area. Or are you planning on maybe franchising eventually, or
that's
Skype lessons?
One of my ideas. That's within my 5-year plan. Believe it or not, I joke, but I'm very serious about this. I would love to be the first vocal studio that appears on Shark Tank.
Oh, that would be so cool.
As a business, in terms of having like vocal exercises CDs and doing franchised different studios and whatnot, and really just making the business like nationwide within every music hub, because I really see that, and I think that's super cool and super awesome. But we do Skype lessons to bring it back to the point of what we do right now. I actually have a girl in Nashville that in about 2 weeks she's going to start stage performance lessons.
Well, like if somebody wants to sign up for Skype lessons, say somebody's listening in Idaho and they want to take some Skype lessons from you maybe once a week, like how would you approach that, or how would you set that up?
The best way that they can be able to sign up for lessons is by going to our website, which is pinkcouchstudios.com. And then also, just clicking on the contact us button and filling out the form, or they can give us a call at 972-489-1667. And what's also, I was going to bring up this point too, and the girls can expand on this, is if you've already had vocal training, I'm one of those people that even though I've been performing for 8 years, I'm constantly taking training. Like this week alone, I had 5 hours with my mentor, Brett Manning, who taught Taylor Swift and taught Keith Urban and a bunch of people. And so it was really cool because they got to sit in on my lesson and see what happens, and see that even, with my experience level, that I'm continuing to grow.
Yeah, we can always learn, for sure.
Exactly. But what's really cool is we have what's called our MAP program, and it's our Master's Artistry program. And there's different levels within it, and the whole goal is to take the artist from concept to creation, and to really take them from just being a singer to being an artist. And that's by songwriting with Nashville songwriters, and learning to play an instrument, and really being self-sufficient within what you're doing. And then obviously at some point, they're where they need to be. And so, we let them go and let them do their own thing. And, if we see that, some things just aren't going great, we reel them back in and teach them manners and conversational skills and those kind of things. Because it's important that you have good ethical character as an artist. That's super, super important in this industry. That's why Taylor Swift has done so well. She doesn't like to take her clothes off. She always speaks very positively. Yeah. She doesn't get into political drama.
So you gotta stay away from that drama, because that'll just destroy you.
And people can tell if you're genuine or not too.
Exactly.
I really feel like she is.
Oh, she totally is.
Yeah.
But I think the girls can definitely give some insight on the way that the studio is. I mean, I'm one of those people that talk is talk, and it's great, but it's really best to get the experience from somebody who's lived it and has gone through it. So, Grace, you want to tell them?
Sure. So, as I was saying earlier, it's just a great place to have a family that really understands you, and we all get each other. We know, we can play around with each other sometimes, but then in some situations we need to be more serious with each other, and it's we have sleepovers and stuff, and they're basically my best friends.
And you keep referring to them as families, and that's pretty cool.
That is really cool.
They're close enough to be family. Me and Haley, we can butt heads sometimes, but, at the end of the day, we always end up making up because we're so close.
Because you're sisters.
Yeah. Well, actually, we are sisters. Not real sisters, but, in the MAP, and, the MAP program, there's, different levels, kind of. Not, levels, but,
It's like a sorority.
Yeah, it's kind of like a sorority. And so I'm actually her big sister in it, and she's my little sister. And I have a twin. And it's kind of complicated. Yeah. I really don't understand it, but I just know that part. And so it's just cool that we can help each other at all times, and just to have somebody who'll be there for you, who will come to all your performances, even if they're not singing. Most of the time they'll be there, unless they have something going on. But it's fun to have a friend that will go up on stage with you and, just have your back.
Yeah.
Has it taught you guys how to take constructive criticism? I mean, because before you go to a situation like that where you're around other people and you're in a learning environment, basically all the input you're going to have is from mom, and mom's always like, "Oh, you sound so good.
Yeah, exactly.
You're beautiful," because moms are biased, right?
Yeah.
So what's it like going into a learning environment and like for the first time maybe hearing that wasn't so good? Let's work on it.
Well, yeah, I've done many things like that. Like, for example, I recently, a couple months ago, I did a workshop with PCG where we sang, and they told us and showed us what to do when we're on stage singing and stage presence.
Mm-hmm.
And it was difficult the first time that I've done that, but what Brittany has taught us is that it's not personal. It's not about you. It's about if they didn't care about you, they wouldn't help you get better. So
they want you to have
they want
the
you
best
to
performance
be
possible
successful.
and be everything you're supposed to be. Yeah.
And the thing I love about Pink Couch Studios is they don't just put you down. They give you positive reviews, but then they give you stuff to work on. So, like, for me, like, if it was like my voice wasn't strong, but I had great stage presence, they would compliment me on my stage presence, but then they'd go back and they'd help me work on my voice or something like that, because nobody's perfect. Like, everybody has something to work on, which is what
Definitely.
makes it so cool, because we can all work on it together. And even though everybody else is working on something different, it's cool to like Haley might have better stage presence than I can, so I can work off of her, and she can work off my stage presence once I start like working on it more, And so I just think it's cool that you have somebody to bounce off of at all times.
So you guys inspire each other. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a big thing about the studio too is what Brittany was saying, confidence is key, and really one of our main goals is confidence. Like I said earlier, I used to be really shy, and now I can have a conversation with anybody, and
that helps you in anything. Anything.
Yeah. And one of the main opinions is yours. Yours is the main opinions. Other people come and they will tell you what they think, but what you think of you matters the most. And in Pink Couch Studios, we kind of make sure that you think well of yourself. You're confident in yourself. You feel good about yourself. If you mess up on stage, it's all right, because you're going to do better the next time.
Sure.
It makes sure that you're comfortable with yourself. You're always going to be, and that no matter what somebody says, you're always going to be good with who you are and how you are. So I think that's.
I've got a question for you. Say you go to Nashville and you've just been working on it for years and years, and you really feel like you're ready, and then you're in the office of some like big record producer guy, and he looks at you and says, "You know what? You're okay, but you're just not going to make it go home."
And he has that voice too.
Yeah, that exact same voice. Well,
grumpy.
how would you respond to that?
There are many different record labels, and say one person doesn't like you or one label doesn't like you, well, that's one label. That's one opinion. There are thousands of opinions out there. So take what he says, take home, work on it, and maybe he might not see the potential in you, but somebody else might.
Yeah.
You go home and you take it and you learn from it and you keep going.
That's a good attitude.
It's great. It's great that you guys are learning, because you're going to get said no to a lot more than you're going to get said yes to.
Yeah, you're going to get 100 no's before you get one yes, and you just have to persevere and keep going.
That's some great advice.
That is very good advice, because it's so easy to just be like, okay, I poured my heart and soul into this, and for them to tell me no, I must not be any good.
It's easy to give up, but that doesn't mean you should.
No, you shouldn't.
I think that it makes me work harder, and it makes me want to achieve my goals even more.
I love you guys to death.
Yeah,
you guys are great.
Thank you all so much.
It's been great.
You're making me tear up a little bit. You see that? Because you're saying things that are just wonderful, and I think that's going to inspire a lot of people. So,
And I mean, like, you were talking about inspiring, those who are younger than you. I mean, even though I'm older than you, I feel inspired. Like, it's great.
Anything else you want to talk about as far as Pink Couch goes? Because I think, Brittany, you're doing a wonderful job.
You are
got
doing
a
a wonderful job.
great group of kids here.
PinkCouchStudios.com.
Well, I do want to add on one thing that's really cool that we're working on is we're doing a tour that we've been putting together. I've been putting it together for about 6 months now. And what it's going to be is it's not an anti-bullying campaign. It's what I call a positivity training program. And what it's going to be is we're going into schools and going into venues and going, you know, onto the radio and things like this. And just really what you just heard, you know, talking about don't give up on your dream. You know, whether that is I want to be a singer, I want to be an astronaut,